Hi, and welcome to an Organized Chaos podcast. I'm Bobby Quarters. Chaos is here with me as well. We just wanted to thank you for watching.
Yes. Hey, Bobby.
And hey, and while you're here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You could follow me on YouTube as well as Chaos and the podcast channel, which all three of those channels will be streaming this very show you're about to watch.
In Slavic mythology, the Kikimara is a spirit that exists in the shadows. To those with darkness in their hearts, she can be vengeful. But to the innocent, she can be a protector. It's up to you to choose.
Welcome to the Continental. Checking in?
I'm looking for the tribe with this mark.
Needing to know is what got us banished from the Garden of Eden. Are you prepared to be cast out again, Eve?
Yes. I'd like to go hunting.
Will this be a large or small game hunt?
Large.
You have no idea what you just walked into.
Cool.
This is a declaration of war if she is not called off.
Perhaps I can send someone to solve the problem.
The Baba Yaga. Leave the wolf to its prey.
She sent you here to kill me?
Or you can leave.
I'm not leaving.
Your choice. This is your fate. And you cannot change it.
Rules.
And consequences.
It was raining yesterday afternoon, water dripping off the lilac bushes my mother loves, and as I sat and watched the blood pour out from between my legs and felt the pain of motherhood, I wondered if it would have been a boy or a girl.
Thank you. That was very personal.
Thanks.
Anybody else have their haiku? My name is Lance Clayton. I'm a writer. But so far, nothing I've written has ever been published. Ernest Hemingway once said, all he wanted to do was write one true sentence. He also tried to scratch an itch in the back of his head with a shotgun.
Your poetry course, it's not very popular.
There's poetry, sir.
Does it bother you that I have male friends?
Not at all. Come on now, Kyle, you must be passionate about something.
Oh, you want to know what I like?
Yeah.
I like looking at vaginas all day long.
It's 9:30. We can go to a video store, get a movie.
Are you stupid? Movies are for losers and aren't fags.
Kyle's a complex guy.
Ew, is that one being crapped on?
Fucking German Scheiser porn. All right, dude, it's fucking hot, right?
No, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, yo?
How's Kyle been acting at home?
Are you on your period or something?
Does he seem normal to you?
Oh, yeah. We're going out to dinner tonight with Claire.
What? No.
If you don't act right at dinner, I'll stab you in the face.
So, what do you like to do, Kyle?
Nothing.
You must like to do something.
No.
Oh, Kyle doesn't like me.
Oh, no. He likes you a lot.
You don't look so good.
Well, I had kind of a rough weekend.
Kyle, you ruin everything. Will you just shut the fuck up?
They're not kidding when they say that raising a child is the toughest job you'll ever learn.
Son? I thought he was a zombie.
I wish. I like zombies.
The countdown has begun.
Can we listen at launch?
The world is on the brink.
Prepare to counterattack.
And only one man can save us now.
What a scoop!
Effective immediately, I'm going to rid our planet of all nuclear weapons.
But the greatest threat to Superman is Lex Luthor.
You'd risk worldwide nuclear war for your own personal financial gain. Do you know what I can do with a single strand of Superman's hair?
You can make a toupee that flies.
Let's just keep your IQ a family secret, okay?
Okay.
He's created a being more powerful than the Man of Steel.
Well, smarter than I thought.
You'll pierce his skin.
Dance on his grave.
What are you doing back in Metropolis?
Dude of Steel. Where are you gonna get it?
Is that adorable?
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Thank you, Bill,
Yes,
for
thank
always
you,
coming
William.
in and being live and being in general a terrible human being. But thank you for always recording that live for us.
And letting us know the fucking thing sucks.
Yes, it does. Hold on. StreamYard. StreamYard used to automatically do all that shit. Now you have to do it manually. I love it.
Well, you are the lead host, man. So that would be your duties.
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. And don't worry, as you can clearly see, I have a co-host. Elam's right here.
The kitty.
Yeah, and he watched everything. He's gonna give his 2 bits. And
I'm sure
my kid's here too.
I'm chaperoning.
Whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, she's here to manage the kitty. She's the kitty regular.
I'm chaperoning you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotta keep an eye on me.
He's
Yeah.
How dare you suggest that he needs my help?
True. He's got this. I'm the one that's gone insane. Excuse me. How's it
now?
going, Bobby?
Better?
I don't know.
Did you learn we don't breathe water?
Yes, we do. Yes,
All right.
Let me try again. It'll work better this time.
I'm doing okay.
Keep on trying.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Okay.
Felt we had a fairly decent watch list this week.
Yes. I mean,
very interesting.
I will say everything was entertaining. Some things not quite as intended, but
Something
but, you know.
was unintentionally hilarious.
Yes.
And painful at the same time.
But
something else
also
was
kind of hilarious. Yeah,
kind of existed, and the other was a great thing to revisit.
yeah. Well, do you have a preference? You guys want to? Where do we want to start?
Let's go with what's written posted. So Ballerina, World's Greatest, and then we'll save the moneymaker, Superman's dad.
Yeah, Superman 4.
Yeah,
as I revealed in the intro, the Academy Award winner for Best Picture ever. I mean, that is quite a high bar. I mean, we're talking about the best movie ever on this podcast today.
I mean, we had to pull out the big guns for this one.
Yeah. Ashley, do you have a preference?
No, not really.
Okay.
I will talk about whatever film we put up.
I
have opinions on everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? I'm staring at the page right now. How do we feel about World's Greatest Dad?
Okay, yeah.
So I haven't seen this. I think it's been a while. I want to say probably last time I saw this, Robin Williams was alive. So
it's I'd say that.
Yeah. So it's been a while, and I remember being kind of annoyed with it, and then now that I've revisited it, like I recognize what I was annoyed with, and I completely disagree with my previous opinion. And now I just think this is actually a pretty funny dark comedy.
I'm curious. What was your previous opinion?
I thought the ending kind of drove me nuts because I didn't like that he confessed because it seemed like it was helping a lot of people. But kind of as I've grown older, I've kind of learned that the truth will come out. Yeah. It's gonna come out. You can't maintain that shit.
See, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. And I feel like was kind of like the thing that like he says at like the end too. It's like I forgot exactly where my brain was going this, but like none of them really liked him for the most part, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, in a way, I guess you could say they're almost sort of like there's sort of like a
full of it.
Yeah, there's sort of like there's like a performative pain going around the school.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. And he just rips the Band-Aid off at the end. And, you know, when I was younger, I thought it was a really solid movie, and I thought the ending felt a little weak. And now I'm like, no, fuck it, man. That works. That's how you end it.
Yeah, no, that is how you should end a movie like this.
Yeah. So Bobcat Goldthwait, don't take writing advice from me is the lesson. But yeah, I guess to set people up, if you've not seen it, go check this out. This is an awesome dark comedy. This was Bobby. Well, actually, do you want to take lead on this, Bobby?
Sure. I mean, I wanted to know what your thoughts were because I remember you weren't too enthusiastic, and I was ready to rip you to shreds for it. But now I don't have to.
I mean, yeah, no. Well,
I mean, it's okay it's okay if you know if it you know like mess with your delicate sense of it's okay to have bad opinions, man. You know, there's some people who make a very healthy career of saying bad opinions and publishing said bad opinions.
Man,
so
I've seen you can make a lot of money doing that.
you can,
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
certainly not a grift. But anyways, when I had seen this, I had already watched another film of his, which we're covering later in the future. But because of how much I appreciated the message that was with that, and I guess the subtle sarcasm within that first film, I was looking for it in this. And when I watched this, it was there, and I absolutely loved it, which is just the dark comedy nature of it. And I mean, this is definitely one of those movies that if it opens up and it tells you the exact type of movie you're getting.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Well, pretty much just I guess to set people up a little bit with the opening, I'm pretty sure the opening is him walking in on his son.
Chokester baiting.
Yeah.
Chokester baiting.
Yes.
There's another way I'd say it, but it's in poor taste, and I won't say it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing to understand, this is super dark comedy, super poor taste. Most of the poor taste stuff comes from the son, because the son is. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. The son's an insufferable asshole throughout his run.
He was a little piece of shit. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Like, you know, I almost feel like he earned the title World's Greatest Dad just putting up with him and trying to be a caring father to him. Just
I had read like a little bit about it before I watched it, and I knew that it was sort of going to go down from hill, but at the beginning I was like, this guy sucks and his dad is putting in so much work for him. So right now, I feel like he kind of is the world's greatest dad.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like I get it.
Ultimately, I think in the end, he really was the world's greatest dad.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, to cut to the end where he says briefly, I didn't like my son, but I did love him, and that's what it is. Yeah,
yeah. That's the line when I first watched it that really just made me go like, "This is a great movie."
Yeah.
Well,
I'm glad you made me revisit this because now I'm like, wow, this is actually awesome.
now you're excited to watch the other one, I'm
fully
sure, right?
embracing it.
Because
Well,
of what I told you
I
about
was always
the other one.
interested in the other one as well.
Well,
'cause,
I realized something about this, and when I was watching it, this is probably one of the first movies I've watched since Robin's passing. Not intentionally or anything by choice, just by chance. This is one of the first things I've watched with him in it. Maybe I think we've covered Death to Smoochie, so yes.
Yes, I'm pretty sure we have. That was actually one that I've always wanted to watch, but I never got around to. So
and did we do one? And we did Insomnia too. So that's another one with Robin.
Yes, we did. Yes.
So we've almost covered the full Dark trilogy. We should just add 1 hour photo to it, and that we
When you said Dark trilogy, I was like, what, 1 hour photo? Because that's dark.
No, he
I don't know.
all 3 of those with him. And he did it to kind of break away from that role that the typecast that he kind of had at that point.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to be doing family-friendly featers for the rest of his life. But
Bobcat.
there is Bobcat, yeah. Which is also that was also a great scene.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
I forgot he was in this, and I forgot he made a appearance.
When he pops up, it's like, oh hey, it's the director guy. Yeah,
and he's not doing the voice, so he doesn't actually talk like that.
Mm-hmm. You can kind of tell, there's a little fucking great website.
I was about to say,
but in case anybody's we haven't really gone over too much story points. So in case you're wondering what this story is about a dad who has a high schooler who is just he is the worst high schooler. He is just terrible. The dad
an
just wants to hang out with his son,
degenerate, perverted little kid.
Yeah.
And just kind of a piece of shit to his dad. His son attends a school that his father teaches at, and his class is one that's an elective and not doing so well. So, in the trailer, it's like he's about ready to lose his job, kind of obvious.
Mm-hmm. He has a girlfriend who is very beautiful, but fucking shallow.
She's cheating on him.
Oh my fucking god! Yes,
and I'm about 90% sure she was cheating on him too.
I would almost argue it doesn't fucking matter. I mean,
no,
if
she's
not actually cheating on him, she's emotionally cheating on him.
Emotionally, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't mean it in the sense of physical like that, but she's emotionally, she absolutely was, and she's kind of like you said, very shallow.
Oh my
god! Things seem to kind of be starting to even keeling for him, and then spoiler, his son dies from enjoying his spare time activity.
David Carradine-esque activity.
That's the joke I wasn't gonna make, but okay.
I'll make it.
All right, well, fine. You could say he was it's asphyxiation, like an XX, NXX song, but
an accidental form of it.
Asphyxiation, but. Yeah, so he then decides to stage it as a suicide because he doesn't want to know that's how his son to die.
Yeah, so he staged it like his son was depressed, and he writes a whole suicide note.
He writes a suicide note, and then some people go on there, and the students go onto the website. They find the police report. They read the note, and there's kids who are so moved by it. He shows up to school one day, and his son is being immortalized all over the school. And it's the same photo over and over, and it is not a great photo of the kid.
No, it's we're back to that.
Not that one.
Go away.
Just don't look at you can kind of see the photo right there. It's a photo the dad likes, and as much as Kyle's a little shit,
I do agree with him. That is not
a great photo.
That is not a great photo of him.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny to see it everywhere and how they immortalize it. But you see that in our culture too, and I really feel that that's what Bobcat was commenting on.
Yeah,
how even some of the most despicable of human beings will be almost immortalized in their passing. Everyone loves you when you're dead, sort of thing. And I kind of liked how they played with this in that one. And it was very entertaining for me. And watching this also, it was great because it was a little weird because the themes of suicide, and with Robin, that was a little odd to like rewatch and like kind of think about.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few moments when he's talking about it and getting very emotional in the scenes that it was like, God, am I getting? No, I'm not going to cry about this.
Yeah.
Like, shit. But
well, dude, Robin was an incredible talent. And
he was a
it's
very
unfortunate
talented,
that,
and it is unfortunate about that. But even in comparison to some of his other films, when he would get serious and dramatic, like even in Patch Adams or the other one where he's a physician with De Niro.
Awakenings?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
With De Niro, he can pull it off, and it's it's something that we rarely saw with Robin. But when he does it, it's really good.
No, it's one of those things where Robin Williams, if you look at his movie track record, it's not amazing, but like he always does a good job. And I always was frustrated because it's like he's a good fucking actor. Like, get him some good work, please. Give him
something to sink his teeth into.
Yes, and I think this is a good example of something where like it's a dark comedy, so it's very in his alley. But like he was able to play it straight for the most part. He's not playing a goofy guy here.
No, he's he's almost doing the Leslie Nielsen thing, where he's not letting the audience know what he's saying, and the actions of it are dark, funny, but it's just acting like it's a normal day in the life for him, which is different than the Leslie Nielsen thing, but still, that's also what make those Naked Gun movies so funny.
Which we will be covering soon enough on the podcast. But
I'm nervous about the new one.
I'm
not hopeful.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I like that trailer.
My bar is set low for it, but maybe that's just me
it's a tough thing to follow up with.
Maybe it's just me being a snob.
Yeah,
I will admit that. But I have my other reasons for that. But back to this.
Real quick, I wanted to say before we move too far off it. You talk about how like the impression of how like the image of us after we die lasts. Yeah, and that may have nothing to do with how we actually were.
Yeah.
And I also like, without explaining too much, because I think people should watch it, it gives Bruce Hornsby perhaps one of the funniest cameos in movie history.
Yes, I was gonna get to that because also like it had which was awesome, Bruce Hornsby.
Yeah.
Shit, I like Bruce Hornsby.
Yeah, I like Bruce Hornsby.
That was awesome. I completely forgot he was in this movie, and I completely forgot how much they referenced Bruce Hornsby. Like I forgot, and I was like, "Oh yeah, they do talk about. Oh yeah, that's right. He does like Bruce Hornsby." And it's like, "Holy shit, Bruce Hornsby!
Yeah.
That's awesome." But I mean, like Bruce Hornsby showed up to your funeral. Or memorial service, dedication of the library. But still, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And he did a moving rendition of Mandolin Rain.
Yeah, he wrote an original song for it. Don't look up his back catalog.
It's Mandolin Rain.
No, don't look up his back catalog.
No, that's a great song by Bruce.
No, it is one of his classics. It's like one.
It's probably He and the Range is like most famous songs.
Yeah, it's that. What's
wait? Was that with the Range or was that with the Noisemakers?
I thought they were both. I thought both his big hits were the Range, but I'm not sure.
Probably, yeah. I'm pretty sure that.
What's the other one? That's the Way It Is, or something.
That's the Way It Is. Yeah, that one's definitely the Range.
Yeah, I thought they were both the Range, but
I'm pretty sure they are. I'm like 99% sure they both are.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Noisemakers is his current project, or what he's touring with, the touring band now, which they're coming to Cincinnati.
Ooh, but yeah,
with Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan.
But yeah, this movie was awesome. I really appreciate a rewatch. I'm glad I rewatched it as well because it gave me a new
and I'm happy
for it.
I'm happy you didn't get all. Yeah. Like I said, I was ready to rip into you about it. But
hey, that could be fun too. Here we got a nice little picture. This guy is he's a shallow shit too, and like fucking.
Well, I thought
the
there was going to be
fits perfect with him.
Yeah, I thought that there was going to be more with him. How he was looking into it and talking to Kyle's. His son's name is Kyle.
Yeah,
like his best friend. But what I love about it at the end, after he kind of admitted to doing all of it, which I would have too in his situation.
Mm-hmm.
I also would have exploited it.
Yeah,
if I was a failed writer like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's the part that I kind of found the funniest about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I really like how even his friend knew, like, that wasn't him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the friend, there's actually a shot of the friend here.
I liked him.
Yeah, no. So, like,
why is he hanging out with this guy?
It doesn't even seem like they particularly like each other, but it's like the only friend he has.
But then when he said something about, like, his parents, I just thought that was the kid being the shit. And then when he actually said it, it's like, oh,
yeah,
you have a shit home life. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But there's that moment where he takes his son and Andrew, his friend, to the mall, and like the son doesn't want to go to. He invites him to the movies, and the son doesn't want to do that. And Andrew kind of seems like he would kind of rather go to the movies with the dad than hang out with the son.
I think with a bit of extra context, though, I think it's also important to note that they had agreed that they would go to the movies before they went to the mall.
Yes,
and he had goaded his father into buying him a big PC.
Mm-hmm. And then the set
with but not a big enough screen, which
not a big enough screen.
Yes.
Can't do anything right.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And I'm sure he's going to use that PC for just schoolwork.
Yeah.
Oh, Chuck Wood here. I wanted to go over this. Growing up in the late 90s, loved Robin Williams as the genie in Aladdin. Now I'm older. I have more fun watching him as Adrian Cronauer in Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
Good Morning Vietnam's another classic. Yeah.
That is a great one. One.
But yeah, this is probably an underappreciated gem because I never really see people talk about. The only reason I checked it out a while ago was because it was a Bobcat Goldthwait, and I was like, I kind of like Bobcat Goldthwait.
Then you're really gonna love God Bless America.
Yeah.
And again, within the first few minutes, you know what you're getting.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it better be a dark comedy.
Oh yes. Let me just tell you the subject: people's disdain towards reality television and personalities.
What? People love that stuff.
Not Bobcats.
But yeah, this is and that's when
and he gets
don't look at his computer screen.
And he gets and he gets a Murray to do it. One of Bill's brothers. Not Brian Doyle.
Oh, another one?
Yeah, there's like 4 of them.
I didn't know that. I thought
there was just
two.
There's
I'm
4
a noob now.
Yeah, they all used to have a show on like Comedy Central where they go golfing and just kind of tell jokes.
Oh,
like I'm not even making it up.
Yeah, this is a very dark comedy. If you're up for something that's funny but very fucking
dark. So
yeah.
It
earns an R rating.
If you're not into it by the time the opening credits are rolling or the title card comes, then it's not the movie for you.
Yeah. But yeah, I recommend it.
Yeah, I'm happy you can appreciate this one.
Let's see. Well, what do we want to do now? Do we want to do Ballerina or Superman 4?
No, let's do Superman 4, The Quest for More Money.
The Academy Award winner for Best Movie Ever Made. Fucking brilliant. Brilliant.
This is like pure canon gold.
Oh my god.
This has every staple of a canon movie.
Yes.
Is
he
wearing pants there? No,
I didn't notice this.
You can tell. You can see actually.
Yeah.
Right
okay.
there,
I can't see. Okay. Yeah.
There, but it really looks like, for the most part, especially when he's flying around, that he's just wearing like nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that's just because it's a cropped still image that they're moving across the film itself.
That is true.
Yeah. he does look rather.
I wonder if the pictures will have a shot of that.
He really does look like he's showing off the yams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
There's a good one over there.
Oh. That's kind of one.
I'm so happy because I completely forgot.
Look at him.
Chaos. They brought back your favorite thing from the past movie in this. And I completely forgot about it too, because it had been so long since I'd actually watched this movie. The amnesia kiss. They brought it back.
Oh shit! Yeah, that is so fucking bizarre too.
That was.
Oh god! As much as I hate it, like what the that
entire thing I felt like was kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
for some reason I was watching this very late at night, and I was like, I should call him and just like laugh about it with him. And I look, oh, it's 2:30 in the morning. I should not call him right now.
Actually was that yesterday?
What do you mean?
When you did that, Bobby?
Well, when I watched this?
Yes.
No, this would have been Saturday night.
Okay, because if it was yesterday, then you could have called us. Actually, you could have called
Yeah,
us,
we were
actually,
up
because
late.
we were up very late.
Yeah, we were hanging out a little bit after the movie because we couldn't get into the movies till a bit later. So
Oh, that happens.
But yeah,
no, this was
I'm
Saturday
looking
night.
for a break.
I came home from work.
When did this?
Well, I don't remember it either.
Yeah,
like,
when
I started it when I got
think
home
it
from
happened.
work on Saturday at like 4 p.m. But I just couldn't stay awake, so I took a nap and I ended up sleeping until about like 7 p.m. So I was up late Saturday night. So by the time I got to the amnesia kiss, because I started this apparently, but I had fallen asleep I fell asleep here at the chair.
So
I restarted it, and I completely forgot about that.
This movie introduced the absolutely bizarre idea that, like, essentially when Lois is around, he can undo the amnesia kiss and then reapply it at will. That's really fucked up, right? Like,
the kiss alone is fucked up.
Yes,
but
I'd like to take a special moment to note that the way that he introduces this to her is he starts flying with her, but the way that he starts doing that is as Clark, he takes her and he jumps off a cliff while holding her. She thinks that he is trying to kill Lois.
Yeah, she thinks he's trying to do a homicide, suicide with her.
She literally, as she's falling, she goes, "No, Clark, it isn't that bad."
That's classy, by the way.
And then he flies up as Superman with the glasses, and then for fun, it's okay.
No, and when I was rewatching this because it's been a while, I was like, does he just undo the memory wipe? Because I guess it's okay, but then he just reapplies it, and it's like, go
back.
Terrible.
Go back. One more. Yeah, we're gonna no. Yeah,
Lots
we're
of
gonna put
pictures
it. We're gonna put a pin in that and come back to that real quick.
What, in Ducky? We're gonna have a pin in Ducky.
Ducky? Oh fuck yeah, we're gonna put a pin in Ducky.
Can we talk about this guy's hairstyle, by the way?
Let's-
because the thing about this guy's hairstyle that I noticed, kind of immediately, and it took me kind of off guard, was you notice how on the side of his head, in the center, he has the dye hair,
all that business going on right there.
Off to the side, he has sort of the darker natural color. Now that isn't weird, But then if you actually look at the sides of his head, you'll see it looks like it's supposed to be shaved there. If you actually look at the sides of his head, you'll see that it's just very slicked back.
I mean, if he had it bleach blonde, I would say he's going for Flock of Seagulls or something. But
if it was any shorter on the sides, I would say he's doing a certain leader's youth style haircut. But I'm surprised the hair is what stood out to you first. For me, it's those pants.
Yeah, those pants are something special.
The whole thing, I'm just like, is he supposed to be like some punk rocker dude, but is obsessed with 50s rock and roll?
Well, no, the wild thing is, so he.
I mean, the car with the sound system. That's cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty awesome. But just how a canon movie can be awesome.
Yeah, well, I do want to talk about that. So his way of breaking Lex out of prison, who is his uncle, is he drives up with this really cool-looking car. He convinces the guards to go into the car to experience the sound system.
Did you notice that they
And then
both
he
were wearing
kills
headphones?
them, but he doesn't.
They were wearing headphones inside of the car to experience said sound system. Like you did notice that, right?
No, I didn't. But
those little tiny little earmuff ones with cassette tape with Walkmans back in the day, Bob.
Oh my god!
you know the exact ones I'm talking about. Yes, yeah, they both had those in the car that had trumpet horns pointing out, which obviously are gramophones, but
yeah. So we haven't even gotten to
this fucking movie. God damn, I fucking hate this movie.
Remember when
God,
they put that paper out that's like Superman tells child drop dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like,
we've
whoa.
been joking about
Yeah.
this all day.
Yeah, I will admit though, I did love the headlines, and I would love to have a few of those copies.
I would like
Drop
frame it in
dead
my
cancer
room.
kid. Drop dead cancer kid.
I would like put it like I would like frame it up in my room. Superman tells child KY.
Yeah.
That would be worth time travel to go back and get Christopher Reeve to sign one.
Yeah.
Do you think like he
gosh.
would sign it?
No,
though?
he probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
He would be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe if he
this
could
one's
get
your
the
favorite?
actual newspaper. But,
Well, I mean, he did have a big part of writing this one too, so he might
Yeah.
actually like that because apparently he wasn't happy with it, and the only way he would
No.
return to make the movie is if he could have creative control over the script, which is
And then-
very similar to somebody we're going to be talking about later in the year. Actually, for Bob's birthday,
Ooh.
we're going to be covering the most creative control brother person ever, brother.
Oh God. Well, that's the thing. So like he wanted creative control of this, but like this thing had a budget slashed to oblivion, and you can tell watching.
And
Oh
they
my
cycle
God.
some footage and sometimes just reverse angle the footage.
Oh yes.
I really love
the
that. Like,
flying shot.
yes.
Every
Yeah.
single one of them is from the first movie. You know how I
Yes.
could tell? Because he looks 10 years younger.
Yes. Oh wow. Yeah. So I guess we get into the plot line. Because there is technically one.
Was there?
God damn it! What? So we got two.
There he is,
pictures
those
of John
headphones right
Cryer
there.
Looking cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like this photo.
He's looking
just
cool.
like me.
Like I bet you he's snapping this like this is gonna be my break.
Yeah, man. I'm
No
gonna be
more
a big
ducky
star
for
after
this guy.
one. Yeah.
No more ducky for this guy.
Yeah, fucking bad boy.
No, I'm never gonna have to play second fiddle to a Rat Pack kid ever again.
Yeah. Which definitely worked out.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? But he, in all fairness, he did have his turn at Lex Luthor.
That's
and he
true.
was fucking great at it.
Yeah, no, he's a solid Lex Luthor when he fucking got a chance.
Like
to,
I haven't watched it in
decades
context. I've just watched clips of it, and it's just shit. He is good.
I have not seen enough Supergirl to get all of it, but I did watch Crisis, the Crisis when that came out, and yeah, he was Lex, and that was.
I
good.
watched some of the clips of that, and I got to see our Superman from the show we just wrapped.
Yeah,
facing off with him, and I'm just, kick his ass, Clark.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Yeah, like as much as I thought the guy from Superman Lois did a fine job, I would have loved to have seen John Cryer play Lex in that show.
I would have, me too, because I hated the Lex in that.
You see, I thought he was fine, but like
I hated him just as much
like
as I
John
hated
Cryer.
Lois's stupid ass decisions in that show.
But anyways, the plot line.
That's right.
the
He had
plot
a
line.
remote control to his car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no canon film has a plot line. Oh no, Ducky's drums.
Kinda. So Lex
And also in that
Luthor-
shot, it looks like he's pantsless as well.
Yes. Lex Luthor steals a bit of Superman's hair and makes Nuclear Man with the goal to kill Superman. I'm not gonna lie. When I was looking for images of him, it was before I'd actually watched it, so I didn't remember he was Nuclear Man. So I was like, "Is it Radioactive Man?" I know that's from The Simpsons, but
That
like,
is from
I want to say it's Radioactive Man.
Yes, remember the goggles? They do nothing.
This guy, I feel like, is so peak 80s, by the
Oh,
way.
God.
Everything about this man.
Like William Zabka should have played him.
Dude, I remember I could have sworn I heard a rumor that they wanted to get Dolph Lundgren for him, but
I've heard that rumor too.
I could see Dolph Lundgren, although
And
like,
it's
yeah.
been a while since I watched
Mhm.
the Canon documentary, and this was like a major focal point of that
Mhm.
movie or of that documentary.
Yeah. Well, is this their
Because
most
believe
popular
it or
movie?
yes, and believe it or not, it's one of the ones that helped tank the film studio.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Christopher Reeve was like essentially he had creative control over this, and then it got budget cut, and now he talks about this as a low point of his career, or he did before his passing, obviously. But and yeah, I can see that,
before
yeah.
the injury, because mostly after the injury, he just talked about stem cell research, and South Park made fun of him pretty harshly.
Yeah, it was pretty harsh, even though
But
I
funny
think
as-
he's making a good point.
He
It's
is
like-
making a good point, but ouch, it's still funny as hell. I forgot she that girl was in it.
Yeah, Mariel.
Because I recognize,
Hemingway,
I recognize the name. I go, God, why does that name sound familiar? And like, oh, that's right.
Yeah, she's from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember much outside of that, but yeah, she pops up in lots of random 80s movies.
I still remember like that. I was like lost it when we got to that random plot point at the end where now like Nuclear Man like needs her or something.
Yeah,
it
was like
oh
all of a sudden he saw her in the newspaper, gets obsessed over her, but never actually meets her. Like I don't think they share any scenes together.
No.
He just causes chaos outside the Daily Planet while Clark stands in front of the door and says, "No, don't do it, don't do it."
Isn't there like a thing where he like carries her out into space and then like
That's
and
right,
then
he
Superman
does carry
like
her into
the
space.
eclipse to turn off his powers, and then I guess she like doesn't die somehow from being out in the middle of space.
Yeah,
and,
that
like,
was really baffling how he just flies her into space. It's like, I don't think you can do that.
Point of order. This is a canon film.
Oh, I guess you can.
Well, I haven't even begin to get to my point. This is the same film company who released a third installment of a series of like vigilante films from the 70s. Well, one started in the 70s, and then the first sequel came in the late 80s or the mid to early 80s. Mm-hmm. And they later had like several of these up until like the last one, which was like about the 90s or so. Mm. These are the Death Wish movies starring Charles Bronson. Now in the third one, apparently he goes back because there's like a gang and bothering this little corner of New York City. You know, city's a hellscape. You know, war zone, whatever. Mm-hmm. At the end, he ends up fighting these gangsters and all this, and he apparently, they're attacking a building filled with all senior citizens.
Naturally.
Yeah, but and one young married couple. Now, one of them, like, you know, one of his old war buddies whose apartment he's in has this old Browning submachine gun, like the chain-fed ones, you know.
Oh, God.
So at one point, one of the young guys helping feeding this thing while he's standing on a fire escape, literally just mowing these guys down.
Nah.
And all of that makes sense. And the ending of it is him pulling a little mini rocket launcher, shooting the gang member, and Charles Bronson walks away perfectly fine. Maybe a little scratch right here. That's about it. Reality doesn't exist in these movies.
No.
God, we should watch the Death Wish ones, man, because they are just...
You know, that's one of those franchises I've never watched. I've only seen the Bruce Willis one, and that was bad.
God, no.
Yeah,
now, I have watched all 5. We could just watch the first 3, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, we could. I slept through 5, and I love this series. We could just watch 1 through 3.
Yeah,
because 3 is just pure canon gold.
Yeah, like again, like this movie is atrocious. But going back to Superman 4, it's atrocious. But I would be lying if I didn't laugh at quite a bit of it. Like this is funny.
He saves the Metropolis lady or the Statue of Liberty, but Metropolis statue.
Remember when like he's trying to, you know, he's doing like the interview and whatever, and he's trying to make an excuse for why he can get away, and then like he's Clark and he gets on like the bagging thing, and he's just like, oh no, they're taking me away.
Like he can't figure out how to get away. Well, he's doing that stupid double date idea where it's like it was Mariel Hemingway's idea that like they do a double date with Lois and Superman and her and Clark. And it's like, that's the dumbest fucking idea ever. Clark just obviously thinks a way out of it. But no, he decides to go with it because he's really stupid in this movie. Because everybody's stupid in this movie.
No, Christopher Reeve he just wanted both the ladies.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think my favorite distraction that he did was burning the turkey.
Oh God! Yeah, I will fuck with your food. Just to
he had the easiest, and it was the one that ended the scene.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's trouble. I gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah. But there was actual trouble then, so he couldn't even leave Clark there.
Well, I agree. It was incredibly stupid.
Yeah, it was just like, why are we doing this? Just don't do this.
I do think that the whole sort of like character that he gives to Clark Kent is just so stupid and funny.
Oh yeah,
that guy like a light breeze comes past him and he like falls over and dies.
Yeah.
Like, was he that bothered by what they did to Clark and Superman in the last movie that he had to do this? Like, I
don't know, because what they did with Clark in the last movie was actually,
pretty
in my
cool.
opinion, one of the better aspects of that movie.
And
For the most part, that movie sucks. But
and I'll say this: and one of the more ballsier things to do with the character,
yeah,
like on film, yeah, and for that time, incredibly daring. But I think it worked. But
yeah, that part of that movie worked. The rest didn't. But like that part.
Oh, I
worked.
didn't say the whole thing. I just
Yeah.
just said that as an it.
Yeah.
I like forgot everything about that film. What are you complimenting?
We're talking about Superman 3, where
Yes, I know.
there's like a dark version of
Yeah, where
like
he's-
Superman gets exposed to some wonky kryptonite, and
And then
like,
he starts like binge drinking and becoming just
Yeah.
a meaner version of himself.
and it actually kind of explores the idea of what would Superman be like without Clark Kent, which I thought was kind of cool.
And
Oh,
he
is that what
becomes
you're
kind
talking about?
yeah, and he
Yeah,
becomes kind of bitter and jaded. Like I
Mhm.
knew it took a lot of convincing to get Reeve to do this film at first, and the creative control was one of the aspects that the guys from Canon did to make him do this.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, the first thing he did was rewrote the script.
Mm-hmm.
And
Blood Video Company. I think Brandon Routh was a solid Superman as well.
Oh, yeah. I
I
had
won't
no
say he's
issue.
my favorite, but I think he's totally decent.
I had no
I think
issue
he deserved
with
a
it.
better movie. I mean,
I think all three of the leads in there did a fantastic job. Controversial one included.
yeah.
But
No, actually, the controversial one is my favorite, Lex. Though,
I hate to say it too. He really is.
but
I could only
I'm
think of
happy
one
never
act.
seeing him in that role again. I'm happy.
Yeah, I think the only actor that I would want to see in that role is probably too old now.
Who are you thinking of?
Gary Oldman.
Like he's good in everything. So
Like early
you give him
90s.
any role, yeah.
Like around the time he did Leon the Professional, that
Mhm.
era of Gary
Yeah.
Oldman. Yeah. Now who's the guy who played Polka Dot Man?
David Dastmalchian.
Yeah.
Be
Not
interesting,
him.
yeah.
Well, no, not as Lex. Actually, that just reminded me. We were talking about people, but I think he might be. There's rumors of him playing Scarecrow. And
That'd be that. Okay, that makes more sense.
That would be awesome.
I'm interested to see what Nicholas Hoult does.
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg was just a victim of a bad script, in my opinion, because he's a good actor, but
Jesse
like,
Eisenberg?
he did not write.
Eisenberg?
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg?
Am I saying the name right?
Oh no! Oh, sorry. I was like, what the hell? What?
No,
What-
I'm
Jesse
we're
Eisenberg.
talking
What the
about
hell?
we're
What
talking
does
about
he
other
have to
Lex
do with?
Luthers,
Yeah, no. I obviously how good he was to me.
Yeah.
I forgot that he was Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
He doesn't
I feel
play Lex Luthor in that movie, but he's a good actor. But yeah,
he doesn't play. I don't think he was given the proper credentials to understand the assignment because he's
Yeah.
somebody who always understands the assignment.
Yeah.
And I just think that Snyder wanted him to be more like, I don't know. I guess Mickey Mouse.
More ADHD. I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I think the only bit of that Lex that I would have wanted to see out of him was like the final 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But-
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many problems with that.
Yeah.
With that. I think that Zach didn't know really what he was doing.
Mhm. Well, speaking of not knowing what you're doing, Superman 4.
I mean, we're still on Superman, so it's all relevant.
Yeah, we are too far off.
I mean, okay, and in like
they
the
did
popular,
get Gene Hackman back.
he was very like he seemed very muted in this.
True. Well, I mean, he was also Nuclear Man's voice, which, yeah,
That didn't get distracting at all.
No.
That's something else that I completely forgot about.
Like
it was maybe like 10 minutes of like a Nuclear Man talking and doing all that. Like, wait a minute, is that fucking Hackman?
Yeah,
that is Hackman.
Can I bring up the scene where like Lex Luthor is like, Superman, I have put my voice directly into your brain. You must leave the ladies now and come Come over here, or else I'm going to kill many people.
I mean,
bye.
He did a similar thing in the first one, and this
he
one
did.
kind of does the borrows the brace. Hits the first one a bit too much.
They not only borrowed the footage, they borrowed plot points as well.
Yeah. Because in the first one, it actually made more sense. Because in the first one, only Superman and essentially dogs could hear Lex Luthor when he did that. He was doing that on that frequency.
Oh, I see.
And that was actually way more clever than what they did here. Because here he even had like a video screen or something. It was weird.
Yeah.
That
so
only Superman could see? Because they didn't establish that.
Yeah, it was weird. I was
just
like,
said that,
"Can
Superman.
see that one?" Yeah.
It only just said that,
building,
only you can hear me, Superman. So it's like, I think like maybe what if it was like just Superman and dogs? So somewhere there's like just full of dogs just going crazy, like barking at nothing.
Well, I mean, I thought like it works better in the first one because he says, "Superman, you're the only person on two legs that can hear me," and that's all you need.
Yeah, that's also why I thought that too.
Yeah. I have to talk about this. The death of Nuclear Man in this is one of the most underwhelming things in my life. Like, he dies, and I just assumed he was gonna come back for a big third act because I feel like this movie doesn't have a third act. Like, it
just like kind of happens.
Yeah, they're like, oh, the movie's done. Plunk him in a nuclear reactor.
No, I mean
Superman
they just
gives a speech. Credits. I would.
Well, Christopher Reeve made his point. This is the whole reason I made this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Or Superman gives a speech. Sorry, but it's. This fucking movie. God,
we got to talk about the superpower that they firmly established in this movie.
He can rebuild the wall of China with his eyes.
Yes. It's like, oh my god.
I mean,
why?
I love a good miniature destruction as much as the next, but what the hell was that?
It felt like,
I'd rather take
this destroyed.
I would rather take 1,000 plastic S's off the chest than that. Like,
I know. Then that's sad because that was weird.
I'd rather have him snap a bad guy's neck over and over again. Actually, I'll be honest. That didn't bother me.
No, well, yeah, I've talked about this a lot. What that bothers me about that is that they didn't explore enough. I'm fine with doing
how they just did it and made him sad about it. No, it was the only way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the only option.
I would have liked to explore it a bit more, explore what that does to him. That's what I wanted from that. Like,
yes, that's what I would have wanted on the follow-up. Yes.
Yeah, the actual action. I get it, man. Like how else are you going to stop Zod? You can't. You're not going to imprison him. You're not going.
He's out. It's out of his element at this point, which is what I think made him fighting Zod in this series a little bit more because at that point he had been Superman for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, it wasn't like he just came here and hey, there's this guy, he's here to help us.
Yeah.
Superman. And then Zod shows up. Yeah, well, we're talking about that next week, so we'll get into it next week when we go over it. Not next week, but we're talking about it in the future.
At some point, yes. But
so we'll get into it then. But just there's so much of that annoyed the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And I actually loved the neck snap thing that I know pissed so many people off.
Yeah.
There's other things in there that piss me off too, but we'll get into that.
Oh yeah. There's so much stuff where I feel like that works, but like explore it, and instead, no, we'll get to it when we get to it.
And then they don't get to it.
Yeah,
let's explore how that made you feel of like your father telling you don't do it.
Yeah,
and what that means and how it affected Clark into being Clark.
Yeah,
let's talk about that because that's how I feel we're going with that movie. But no, we're not. No. Zack Snyder needs to just. Yeah. He's like Michael Bay Jr.
Big explosion.
he's like Michael Bay Jr. Man.
Yeah. Anything we want to add on Superman 4? We're ready for Bio.
Oh, it did not achieve peace. Not with me.
What? Best movie ever.
I'd rather take a not Brainiac.
I thought it was fine.
True.
I would have rather had real Brainiac.
True.
I'll take 1,000 Jason Momoas Morbos. 1,000 Jason Momoas as Morbos.
Oh wait, are we still talking about Superman 4?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think it was fine. I thought it was bad.
Oh yeah. What?
Oh yeah, no, this movie sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
It stinks on
were you
ice.
talking about Ballerina?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I do have my critiques. I overall thought it was fine.
Yeah,
but
it's okay.
yeah.
This
I will
movie?
say it's one of Len Wiseman's better movie. Yeah. We kind of rolled right into Ballerina. What are your thoughts, Bobby? You sound a bit more ambivalent than us. Although I will say
that was an interesting 2 hours of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, as an action movie, I enjoyed it for that.
Yeah.
The things that are the selling points for this are all the things I hated about it.
Really?
Yeah. I feel it would have been better as a standalone with it just being a subtle nod that it's in the same universe, but the hand-fisted way that they did it kind of just started to piss me off.
Yeah,
even with the big ending thing. John Wick's had his story, and if you want to build this universe, you need to set characters strong enough to stand on their own. They can't stand on their own if, like,
I mean, honestly, I feel like, I feel like potentially they did have a character strong enough to stand on their own. But yeah, I mean, an argument can be made this would be better without John Wick, because I'm not really sure what Keanu.
It would have been better without every character that we see in John Wick, every last one. I mean,
there's even an
except
argument,
except for like the Russian mom. She had to be there in this one.
Yeah.
And that is like I said, the subtle nods. Like, she could have checked into the Continental, and that could have been the final scene of the movie.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
that is true.
The subtle nods. I understand that they want to sell that it's in she had to be for the plot.
Yeah.
I'm okay with, and again, like I said, a subtle nod to it.
They do bring in a lot of the characters, and I don't want to.
It just got obnoxious at some point to me, and it kind of more made me like put the recliner down, going, okay, what time is it? Okay, there's like 20 minutes left in this movie.
Well, that's another thing I will say. I think the ending went on too long, and it kind of made me wonder, because a lot of this feels like the John Wick movies, and I kind of assumed it was Chad. God, I'm waiting for his name, Stilisky, something like that. Yeah. I thought it was the guy who directed like the last 3 movies coming back into this one again. And it's actually Len Wiseman. And Len Wiseman is not a director with not a great track record, in my opinion. So I was actually surprised to see his name be like, oh, well, for his track record, this is actually totally fucking decent. It's not as good, I feel, as the John Wick movies. Well, and can be made. It probably wouldn't have been better without John Wick.
That's what I feel like. Okay, no matter what, we're going to compare it to John Wick.
Yes.
No matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I said I feel this is just something that's going to hurt it. Mm-hmm. And we talked about this last week when we went off the air. Why I'm not excited about it, because I feel like, it's all the things that they're using to promote it are only going to hurt it. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Keanu was necessary in this. Now, he could have been behind the scenes, and that would have been cool. And I love a good Keanu role. I think he's a great actor. Mm-hmm. He's phenomenal in anything.
He doesn't have a lot to do here. Like, he has like two scenes. Well,
other than just to be like John Wick 2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like his involvement was almost like a studio mandated thing. Although I will say, like, watching this did feel like a breath of fresh air after Mission Impossible. The franchise has just been dominated by fucking Tom Cruise. Hey, here's a movie in the John Wick franchise where fucking Keanu Reeves can take a back seat to someone else. Thank God.
And yes, that's the thing that, those movies will never do.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Because if you believe Tom Cruise is going to be done making those, then let me tell you about this beachfront property I have in Nebraska. Mm-hmm. It is selling hot.
Well, as much as I thought the last one was fine, like, I kind of hope, like, I think, like, to my understanding, the budget on those was pretty high. So we'll have to see how it
Paramount. It's Paramount's golden boy, man. They'll say yes to him anything. He made Top Gun, dude. He made Top Gun, man. And he also made the movie that killed the 80s action movie.
Hey. Days of Thunder.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I thought this was decent. For me, my biggest argument, I think strong argument can be made that John Wick really felt tacked on here.
It did, and it kind of annoyed me.
But
now, I'll admit, there's some parts with John Wick that okay, genuine laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Like when some idiot decides that they're going to send a squadron to kill him, because that's just, a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
And even like without watching the first, without the first or the 4 movies, at this point it's like what, in between 2 and 3, right?
This is supposed to be kind of going along around the same time as 3 and 4, which makes the timeline a little muddled. But
okay, but anyways, yeah, that's also kind of why I feel it hurt it, because I'm not sure. I thought it was in between 2 and 3.
Yeah, it doesn't exactly make sense when he went out to help her in the town. And an argument can be made. Maybe just have that little intro at the beginning and show how their stories are kind of mirrored to a degree.
Yeah, and maybe just that their one conversation.
Yeah,
and maybe have a more calming one while they're both, like, he's checking out and she's checking into the hotel.
Yeah, something like that
would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Like, and it could have been from the events of or something within. No, he never went to the hotel. Oh, he did go to the hotel in 4.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But there wouldn't have been a chance of him getting there. Maybe her leaving, and because that would have worked.
Yeah, you could figure out sometime where he leaves the hotel.
Because he had to leave abruptly, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, very abruptly.
So him arriving and her departing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know, man.
I thought this was fine. I will argue that I think the third act went on
good.
too long as well. Like the concept of this insane town of this cult members that just want to kill you.
We haven't even talked
it's
about
cool,
the plot
but
of it.
Goes on too long.
We haven't even gotten into the plot. We've just been talking about our thoughts on it.
Yeah, true.
Now, I am happy that the cult leader was played by Satan himself.
Fucking yeah. I haven't seen Gabriel Byrne in a while, too.
Neither am I. Nice. So I was more like, it's Satan!
Yeah. It's the devil.
Some people in front did not catch the reference. I think I might have scared them.
It's a classic Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah,
I loves.
Great.
Okay, maybe it's one of the. Okay, I think it's kind of a weaker one, but
my favorite depiction my favorite depiction of Satan on the big screen.
Dude, he cheeses it quite nicely. So.
It's really good in that, actually. Like, damn.
But yeah, it was So like, there's this cult with X's on their wrist.
Yeah, like they have the mark of the straight edge on their wrists.
Yeah, apparently our ballerina's father was part of it, and he left to give her a normal life. And they tracked him down and killed him, and then she's taken away to be raised by the ballerinas. And you mentioned this, and I thought this might have been interesting to incorporate more dance styles into her action, which I thought would be cool.
I'd like to go into this for a little bit
Yes.
because I was kind of, when I saw that there was like an action film called Ballerina, I kind of expected there to be, ballet in it a bit more.
Abigail, I think, had more ballet than this.
Yeah.
Abigail, definitely. The thing about I feel like, and I could go on a tangent here.
Go ahead.
Stop me if you feel necessary.
No.
So I feel like ballet is like a dance that would work like really well in sort of like in action films, because ballet is like a very like it requires like a great amount of strength. Like the only reason that people don't really like think of ballet as being super athletic is because it's associated with women, and misogyny blinds people. It is an extremely difficult, and it requires like a lot of internal strength. I mean, I guess you could also argue that part of the reason people don't consider it to be athletic it's because it's partially created to not look like it's super difficult. But I'm going to continue on with my main purpose now. To get to what I'm talking about, and also just like in general, like dance, like lots of like dance, like troops and like dance instructors. There's like lots of sort of like toxicity, I guess, in like that realm of sort of like the performing arts. I haven't like been personally involved like in dance for a while, but I do go to a performing arts school, and I've had like, and so like I've like seen like dancers, and they're all like, I'm really glad that our dance teacher at this school is so nice, because I remember at I used to have this other dancing instructor, and she would yell at me and she would tell me that I was a failure all the time, and it's very hardcore. I've literally I've heard multiple people say this. It is not super uncommon. And so I feel like sort of, and at the beginning, especially, they're showing her, she's doing this dance, and she keeps falling down over and over again, and she really messes up her foot. And then later, they sort of intersperse the dance with the action scenes of her fighting people and sort of that class, I guess. And I sort of thought that they were kind of going somewhere with that, because it's sort of the comparison of the brutality kind of in both. And I thought that there could have been kind of an interesting point made there, but I don't know, maybe the average John Wick action fan wouldn't have been into the film that I wanted with all of the dance sequences and stuff.
It would have been an interesting thing, because as it is, you just have almost Lady John Wick, where she just beats the crap out of guys. It would have been an interesting thing to add something original to her fight style.
You bring up a great point there about the perseverance that it would take to be a ballet dancer, because I don't think the average guy would even know what goes into even being into dance at all, because of how the view of it might be to common society or the common defactor. But even the scene of her, I'm gonna guess this, and I'm probably wrong, a parallel.
I haven't done ballet in a while.
Okay,
so I don't know.
Okay,
we'll say yes,
but sure, the spin.
Oh,
the all the blood shit. I would at first I was I saw this oh, that's right, that's right. That makes sense. Nope, we don't need to keep seeing. I don't need to keep seeing that. I'm good. Ouch, that shit looks hurt, because I've had ingrown toenail surgery, so I've had socks look like her ballet slippers before. So no, even standing on my toes at that, thinking about it, is just unpleasant. But even to have him doing that just by force and and I really was hoping for that even in those montages, but then they just kind of fade away from them, and we really don't revisit that at all.
Yeah, I think you could also sort of do a thing where, because ballet isn't just a dance style, it's a form of storytelling, and so you could sort of cut between the action scenes and then sort of have a ballet rendition of it as well, to sort of make the storytelling a more uniquely not just unique as a film, but more uniquely about this person. She is a ballerina.
They definitely could have gone for something more original. As is, it just feels it feels a lot like a John Wick movie, except with Ana de Armas, which I will say, she definitely handles the action scenes just fine. She's
absolutely
very capable action actress.
Well, the dance scenes also could have definitely pushed the story along, and that's been done in cinema before with Black Swan. And
God, it's been a while since I've seen that. That's a good one, though.
It's been a while since I've seen that one too. It's a little.
It's intense, man.
I've heard it's a bit out there, but I've heard it's.
It's it's a little out there, but it's also a bit intense at times. It's Darren doing what he does.
Yes,
and it absolutely, I think, could definitely be used in action films more, because how we jokingly brought up Abigail, but I mean, those scenes worked. They worked, and they did really well. It's sinister, but even with the classical music, it could still be a great piece of cinema.
Yes,
and I definitely feel like it would go along with the movie's themes a bit more, because they talk about fight like a girl.
Absolutely would have
gone.
That's
how
on
you could fight with a girl,
but
fight like a girl,
Here's how I could tell this wasn't a super major studio release, because if they would have said that, we would have heard the song "Bad Reputation" at least once.
Ah, God, yeah.
Which I feel like that is such a trope so much that it loses all meaning whenever it comes into the character. That's a criticism of cinema.
Oh, and this actually had me confused. It turns out that Lance Reddick did all his shooting for this before he passed. It was very short before he passed.
I knew that.
I guess he just needed to be. It was just a day, so it wasn't a huge role or anything. But he was just shooting for a day on this one. Because when I first saw it, I was like, wait, are they doing clips? And no, he's there.
I remember reading about that, or about how he filmed this and something for a new project that is yet to be released.
Mm-hmm.
That was what they said when he died. So they didn't tell us,
Yeah.
hey, there, which made people think that is there another John Wick movie?
Mm.
No.
But rest in peace, Lance
Yeah.
Reddick, because he's just fucking awesome.
I remember watching The Wire, and he's in it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and it kind of sounds like we're panning it a little bit. It's a decent movie. It could have been better. It could have been better.
I don't know. To be honest with you,
I think it's decent.
It's
though.
one of those things where it's like I wasn't like super into the film, but I do sort of like, watching something and sort of getting like this idea, even if they didn't do it, because now I have an alternative film in my head that I really like.
I mean, I did think it was funny when John Wick, kind of mild spoilers, John Wick is sent to stop her when she's going for a revenge story. And in my head, I was thinking, okay, she's going for revenge for her dad.
Yeah.
John, you got back into this in revenge for your dog. Don't tell me you don't sympathize. Don't tell me you can't see where she's come from, which I think they don't say, but like that kind of is how it ends up playing out. But
Autobot,
it was one of those things where it's like, come on, John.
No, there is no Nutcracker Suite in this.
No.
And unfortunately, no machine gun bullets and parallettes. No.
I do believe at least a part of one of the
Let's check
pieces
costs
from the Nutcracker is in there. Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I believe that is the one that they used in the Nutcracker. Yes.
Oh,
maybe, yeah. It's been so long since I've actually seen that.
Yeah, this is fine in my opinion. Like I won't call it bad at all.
It was okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not an Armas fan as well. I think she's a actress,
the introduction of when she's been an assassin of that bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
That whole sequence, I'll admit, was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah,
just the room of dead people.
Oh yeah, that was
just
great.
walking out. Goes down the elevator, like we've been stuck in there.
Bodies.
Yeah, it's been scary, and just walks away.
Yeah, and she just acts like, "Oh no, it's scary." It's like that. That was awesome. Yeah, decent enough.
Yeah, the set pieces were cool. Like,
yeah,
all it was all right. Just like I said, I enjoyed it. Just the John Wick stuff is just I felt this movie was strong enough to stand on its own, and it didn't need John Wick.
Yeah, and even if you set in the same universe, maybe just don't have John Wick or give him a smaller role. And not that his role is huge here, but like less.
Yeah. Just her checking into the hotel at the end. That would have been enough.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been enough, I think.
And then I think you did bring up how John Wick is probably the prettiest looking to look at movie franchise, action franchise.
Have like very nice sets, very pretty colors.
I could probably get behind that.
Yeah, no, their set pieces and action pieces are definitely the best looking on screen.
Yes,
like this whole sequence was pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Where she's given one person to take out, one person to protect. It's like, okay.
And even watching this, I kind of was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? They always have like the best. It's like they almost all start in a nightclub, and they always look so cool on screen.
Yes,
like they just look so cool.
I want to say I thought about this initially when we watched the last John Wick film.
Yeah.
I was watching like the I can't remember what fighting sequence it was. It was a really intense fighting sequence. People are being like pushed around on the floor, lots of like brute strength and stuff like that, blood everywhere. And I was just like looking at like the background set and I was like, man, these colors are pretty.
Yes. Anything you guys want to add?
Nah.
All right. Well, that is our show. What do we have next week?
Nothing good, I hope.
Yeah, everything sucks next week. It's terrible.
Fucking thing sucks.
28 weeks later, Superman returns. So we will be talking about Brendan Routh there.
All right.
Things that it's not a good movie, but I don't hate it either. It's got issues that we will definitely probe. And then we got Stranger Things. I kind of want to get us caught up with Stranger Things because I've always wanted to talk about it a bit more. But yeah,
nothing like timing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're coming up on
you realize how long that last fucking season is.
What? How long is it?
Like, there's some episodes that are like full hours.
Oh, are you talking about
yeah.
the fourth season?
Yeah,
Yeah,
last
like almost.
season.
I want to say like half that season. The episodes are like movie length.
Like, dude.
Yeah, we will have to see how to schedule that one out.
I mean,
but-
I know what they're doing. I know
Yeah.
what they're doing with it.
I mean, I did like
and-
the last
hey,
season.
Hey,
a
you know
lot,
what? I
but
did
yeah.
too. I did too. But like, and from what I've heard, since there's 3 releases,
Mhm.
all of them are going to be like 2.5 hour length. Like,
Oh,
releases.
wow.
Like, so they're like full feature length.
Yeah, we will see how it plays out. You know what kind of annoyed me is I did hear that part of the reason it took them so long is they're using computer graphics to de-age the kids, and I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a period piece in the '80s. There's nothing more '80s than people in their mid-20s playing teenagers. Just do it. Just fucking do it.
Like,
I don't care. Do it. I don't care.
Like, we all know Finn has like a little mustache now, so come on, like,
Yeah.
let him have it.
Have
Because
fun
there were
with it,
kids who
yeah.
were supposed to be teenagers who have like full 40-year-old mustaches.
Yes. But yeah. So we're talking about the first couple episodes of Stranger Things. You feel like you're watching Stranger Things with me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's been a couple. Well, it's been like probably like
And I
2
actually
years since
haven't-
last season.
And I've never seen 28 Weeks Later.
I've never seen 28 Weeks Later, so I have no idea what to think about
Yeah,
that.
I haven't
I'll
either.
find out. Yeah.
I've never seen 28 weeks later either.
All right.
So
I mean, end of June's going to be fun, though.
Mm. But yes, so that is the show. I imagine that'll be a shill cast on Wednesday. I don't plan on being part of it because I will have the kids, but I will be. We will have to see.
I'm stealing him.
Hey, Jurassic World movies are always good.
Let this franchise die.
Yeah, I was shocked the last one made $1 billion.
I mean,
really?
if there's any franchise that should still be going on, and I would much rather watch this on 4th of July weekend.
Mm.
But
But
it's the 4th of July. Of course the beaches are going to be open.
good point. What else was there? I'm trying to remember. I am completely forgetting. Oh, you know what? We should probably switch around that and Naked Gun. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we could talk more about that later.
Yeah, but yeah. So I will be live on Saturday. I should have comic book poll up now for that Saturday.
We still have the Schneiderverse poll up. Go on and vote on that.
Schneiderverse poll. Yes. Should be amazing.
Because Rob Schneider
is an actor.
And he does great movies for the betterment of America.
I don't believe you.
Because he's Rob Schneider.
But yeah. Obviously podcast next week. So
Yes.
yeah. Anything you want to add? Anything you guys want to add before we sign out? All right, guys, be excellent to each other.
And take care.
Party on, dudes.
Live long and prosper. I don't know.
There you go.